Hi, this is TJ with PianoClubHouse, going to show you In Your Presence, O God by Paul Wilbur. This is in the key of G flat. All right, very beautiful song in the key of G flat, and it modulates up a whole step to the key of A flat. Let's get started. Before we get started, let me give you a couple of quick chords up front that we're going to use a whole lot, and rather than call out the same chord every single time, let me just give you the basics of them. Stop the video, pause it if you need to write these down, jot them down. We're going to be referencing them quite often this entire video. So first, we're in the key of G flat. The G flat 1 chord is G flat, B flat, and D flat. For almost all of my 1 chords, I like to add the second note of the scale as well. So in this instance, it's A flat. So when I say 1 chord, this is the chord I'm talking about. When I say 5 chord, the 5th, well actually let's go in order. This is the 1 chord. The 4 chord, which is the 4th note of the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, is this note is B, and the 4 chord is a B natural scale, a B natural chord, excuse me. B, D sharp, and F sharp. But I'll invert it so that I'm playing this at the bottom, okay? I like to try and keep all my chords with the same root or the same bottom note. So this is my 4 chord. With my 4 chords, I like to add this 3rd note, just to help add some color and character to your chord. So this is the 4 chord, G flat, B flat, B natural, and E flat. 1 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord. The 5th note of the G flat scale is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. D flat. So D flat, the D flat major chord, is my 5 chord. Of course, I'm going to play this inverted as well. That's down here around my roots. F, A flat, and D flat is my 5 chord, okay? And lastly, the 4th chord I'm going to show you is a G flat suspended chord. Suspended just means you play the major, but instead of playing this 3rd note, you're going to move this up a half step to the 4th note of the scale. So we have the G flat, B natural, and D flat. This chord is your G flat suspended chord. If you want to, as an option, you can add this G flat at the top, and if you even got long enough fingers, you can play both this A flat and G flat with your thumb together, okay? So we've got about 4 or 5 chords here. 1 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord, G flat suspended chord, okay? All right. Let's start with the song. The first pattern, left hand's gonna go G flat, then D flat, then E flat, then B, D flat, and then it starts over. E flat, then B, D flat, G flat, okay? Right hand's gonna go 1 chord over G flat, 5 chord over D flat, back to the 1 chord in the right hand. Now we're over E flat in the left. 4 chord over B. Then we go to this suspended chord over D flat. Okay, and then you can kind of drop this, after you play the suspended chord, drop this G flat to F just by itself. And that's kind of, that'll help you pick it up. That's what's called a pickup note. It plays by itself to go into the next section. Back to the 1 chord. 4 chord is next, then suspended, and then drop that after you play the suspended. One more time. Okay. The second time through, it goes in here. It starts out the same. Now the left hand goes down to A flat, which is the second note of the scale, and walks up A flat, then B flat, then B, then D flat. Right hand goes 4 chord over A flat, 1 chord over B flat, back to the 4 chord over B, then suspended chord over D flat, and then at the end of it you can pull that down again to signify the end of that section of chords. Okay, let's do those first 2 sections together. 5 chord over D flat, 1 chord over E flat, 4 chord over B. Now walk up from A flat, 4 chord, 1 chord, 4 chord, suspended. When it goes back to the beginning, all this is the same. Now, here's where it changes a little bit. Left hand goes E flat, B flat, then repeat it, E flat. Okay, right hand's gonna go 1 chord over E flat. When the left hand goes to B flat, all you have to do on the right hand is drop this G flat down to F. Drop it, and repeat it. Okay, not a whole lot of movement. The left hand's the only one that does the big change. Right hand just moves 1 chord, 1 finger. Next, left hand is going to go B in the left hand, right hand goes to the 4 chord, then it walks down to B flat, right hand goes to the 1 chord. Let's go to the 5 chord, excuse me. F, A flat and D flat over B flat. Let's do that again. 4 chord over B, 5 chord over B flat. Go back to the 4 chord, but this is over A flat. Okay. Then the left hand's gonna go B flat, B. When you hit that B flat, go to 1 chord over B flat, 4 chord over B.